BCCI. And now my request, Honorable Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Anurag Singh Thakur ji, to share his thoughts, please.
Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, Secretary Information Broadcasting, Mr. Purv Chandra, President AIBD and CEO Prasar Bharati, Mr. Mayank Agrawal, Director AIBD, Ms. Philomena, Excellencies, the head of the foreign missions in India present at this August gathering, delegates from the AIBD member countries, officers of the Prasar Bharati and different wings of the Ministry of Information Broadcasting, Government of India. I am extremely delighted to be amidst you at the AIBD General Conference meeting 2022 and address this prestigious assembly of the broadcasters from the Asia Pacific region. I welcome distinguished media personalities to India who are tirelessly working towards informing, educating, and entertaining millions of viewers worldwide. Firstly, I would like to congratulate AIBD for creating a desirable platform for broadcasters to put forward their opinions and comments to build a strong future for themselves. AIBD has played a very important role in creating a vibrant and cohesive environment for media in the Asia Pacific region, which is one of the world's fastest growing regions. I have been told that even during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the world was facing fear and gloom, lockdowns had slowed the pace of life, economies were under severe pressures and stress, AIBD leadership kept the member countries connected online and maintained a constant dialogue on how media can mitigate the impact of pandemic. During the pandemic and post-pandemic also, not only the media people but various people across the world has called it infodemic also for various reasons rather than pandemic. The member countries were immensely benefited through sharing of information on the latest developments in the medical field, positive stories of the COVID warriors, and more importantly, encountering fake news which was spreading faster than the pandemic. I'm also happy to note that the media trainings, which is among the core activities of AIBD, continued unaffected, though in online mode, and covered variety of topics ranging from use of new technologies in information dissemination to content creation and effective health communication. For this, I congratulate Director of AIBD, Ms. Philomena, and her dynamic team at the AIBD Secretariat. President of AIBD General Conference, Mr. Mayank Agrawal, and the member countries who work together in building a strong media response to COVID pandemic in the Asia Pacific region. If we talk about the theme of the event, it highlights the need for creating a strong future for broadcasting in a post-pandemic era. Though broadcast media is and has always been in the mainstream of journalism, the COVID-19 era has shaped its structure in more strategic way. COVID-19 pandemic has taught us how the right and timely information can save millions of lives. It is media which brought the world on one platform during this difficult phase and reinforced the spirit of one global family. We have also seen the extensive use of media, both mainstream as well as new digital platforms by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government during this exceptionally difficult phase of COVID-19. Information was shared in a timely and transparent manner, ensuring a quick response, mitigating myths and spreading awareness about a pandemic that was both evolving as well as ever expanding. Together with our media friends, we ensured saving millions of lives the world over which otherwise could be lost. Had timely information not flowed to the people about safety measures and protection from COVID-19 virus. I would especially appreciate Indian Public Service broadcaster, which is Doordarshan and All India Radio, as they very satisfactorily delivered on their mandate of public service and stood strong with the people during the testing times of the pandemic. Thank you for being there. Even the other Indian broadcasters and Indian media in general ensure that COVID-19 awareness messages, important government guidelines, and free online consultations with doctors reached everyone in nook and corner of the country. Expert opinions through programs like Doctors Speak and campaigns such as Mask Up India by the public broadcaster Doordarshan played a very significant role at the time when fake news on the pandemic became a menace. The media, the world, overplayed a very significant role in educating the people of the country about the vaccine availability and the benefits of being vaccinated against coronavirus. Even in India, we face this challenge where not only the political parties but very senior politicians started spreading the news against the vaccine, but it was the public broadcaster and many other media channels who came forward and created the awareness, and also Prime Minister Modi, who time and again spoke on the TV channel or through his Mann Ka Baat, a very popular program on the All India Radio. And thankfully today, India has done more than 2 billion vaccinations in the last 1 year. It helped the health system in fighting the vaccine hesitancy. Vaccinating a huge population of 1.3 billion people was indeed challenging, but because of the combined efforts of the Modi government and citizens, India has vaccinated, as I said, 1/7 of the humanity in a record time span. Well, Mr. Mayank Agrawal talked about how Doordarshan captured the views of frontline workers and the COVID warriors taking the vaccines to the mountains, to the beaches, to the remote and rural areas, to the tribal areas. I think it is also the frontline workers, COVID warriors, the governments, the police and other officers to the government servants who played a very, very important role in these difficult times in the last 2 years. It was not possible to be here sitting together in such large audience if those people would not have gone into those difficult terrains to administer more than 2 billion vaccines. I think that they have done, and we are always grateful for what they have done so far. The COVID-19 crisis has thrown up challenges as well as provided an opportunity not just to reinvent journalism, but to redefine the media as a trusted source of news and information. Our mainstream media organizations have a great challenge to provide truthful, accurate and reliable news faster while preserving media ethics and values. Real journalism is about facing the facts, presenting the truth, letting all sides the platform to present their views. In my personal opinion, the biggest threat to the mainstream media is not from the new age digital platforms, but rather the mainstream media channel itself. If you decide to invite guests who are polarizing, who spread false narratives, who shout at the top of their lungs, the credibility of your channels go down. Your decisions regarding the guest, the tone and the visuals define your credibility in the eyes of the audience. The viewer may stop for a minute to watch your show, but will never trust your anchor, your channel or brand as a trusted and transparent source of news. So my question to the broadcasters present here today is this: are you going to watch the narrative be defined by the sound bites, or redefine yourself and set the terms for guest and channel? Are you going to watch as the younger audience switches and sweeps through the shrill on TV news, or are you going to bring back the neutrality in news and discussion and debates to stay ahead of the game? Are you going to show visuals that grab eyeballs and inflame anger, and show restraint and project visuals in context to showcase the full picture? And finally, how will you redefine and innovate your TV news content, presentation, and dissemination to reach the new age audience who is constantly being fed information via social media platforms? Instead of compromising our values in this fierce competition, we must work hard to preserve professionalism. I strongly believe that journalists are duty bound to report news without fabrication, despite temptations to compete with those who propagate false news. The AIBD, as a regional intergovernmental organization, must continue to train and equip media practitioners with the best professional skills to gain broader freedom for our media. India stands ready to support your efforts. I am happy to note that the National Academy of Broadcasters and the Multimedia NABM, the Apex Training Institute of Prasar Bharati, is closely collaborating with AIBD in organizing trainings covering various aspects of the broadcast industry. We will continue to support such capacity building programs for the benefit of member countries. Another important area of cooperation is a good quality content exchange among the member countries. India has bilateral agreements in the area of content exchange, co-production, capacity building, etc. with a number of AIBD countries. To name a few, they are Australia, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Fiji, Maldives, Nepal, South Korea, Thailand, Vietnam. Program exchanges through such cooperation bring the world cultures together. Such media partnerships between the countries help in building strong people-to-people bonds. Prasar Bharati has been sharing DD India channel in the OTT platforms of South Korea on reciprocal basis, including exchange of several co-production programs. Prasar Bharati is also uplinking Bangladesh TV on its free dish platform. We have also partnered with Australia in the field of broadcasting in March 22 through program sharing. The broadcasters of two countries are also exploring opportunities in co-production and joint broadcasting of programs spanning multiple genres. In addition, India is in the process of signing MOU with other AIBD countries to strengthen program exchanges. I am happy to state that DD India, with the objective to become global public broadcaster channel, is now available on OTT platforms in many countries. Dear delegates, you have come to India at a time when we are celebrating the 75th year of independence. And as Prime Minister Modi said, Jan Bhagiyadari se Jan Andolan, from people's participation to people's movement, we are trying our level best to tribute to hundreds and thousands of such freedom fighters who have laid down their life during the freedom struggle. And this is the time where every nook and corner of this country we could see more than 70,000 programs are held so far to celebrate the 75th year of independence. I'm glad that you are here in this year of 75th year of independence in India. This is the festival time. This is the festival time for us, and I'm sure it has taken, as I said, from a mass movement where people from various walks of life have come forward to celebrate this and pledge also to take the country forward. And in this year also, the Doordarshan All India Radio, as a public broadcaster, is also making strides in the right direction. And I truly believe that media in all its forms has immense ability to shape public perceptions and perspectives as an effective tool of empowerment. Today's AIBD General Conference provides good opportunities for Indian media industry to interact and learn from the outside world and advance the interest of broadcasting across the world. It is imperative to create an enabling environment for our journalists and broadcasters friends for making the space of media more vibrant and rewarding. I wish all the delegates from the member countries of the AIBD a very happy stay in India, and I would also like to congratulate all the winners today for their contribution in the field of media. I am sure that the deliberations which you are going to hold over the 2 days will be meaningful and bring new insights to the media industry. I once again would like to thank all the participating countries and our friends from various parts of the world who have come here. A very comfortable and happy stay in India, and looking forward to see you more often and work with you very closely. Thank you once again for being here. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. And we at Prasar Bharati firmly believe that you don't need to shout to be heard. And now moving on, thank you. Now let's move on and to express our immense sense of gratitude towards India's Broadcasting Ministry and to Honorable Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur. AIBD would like to present momentum